Wait, and I do a segment on the podcast that's called, what is it called? What's my segment called? Oh, it's called What Could Possibly Go Wrong? What could possibly go wrong? And it's about some of the things that we're doing that just make me think, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Like scientists in Tibet or Nepal, somewhere in the Himalayas, have drilled ice cores. Like they're pulling up ice that's 15,000 years old out of these ice cores. And do you know what they've discovered in these ice cores? New viruses. They counted like 30 new viruses that are frozen in these ice cores that are novel, meaning we've never seen them before. So what did they do? Did they quickly put them back in the ground and leave them there? No, they shipped them to Ohio. They're at Ohio State University in a freezer. Great, what could possibly go wrong? Because you know what I'm thinking these days? If there's one thing we need, it's another virus. And there's another story. Do you know what an organoid is? Anyone here heard of an organoid? Okay, you're a scientist and you're using stem cells. And we know we can take stem cells now, they're human cells that we can reprogram to grow to be different organs in the body. So you can reprogram stem cells to grow to be a miniature liver. It's not actually functional, but it's made of liver, and then you can do tests on it and test medicines and stuff. And that's kind of weird, but this gets weirder. Some scientists have figured out they can reprogram stem cells to grow human brains. Mini brains. They're growing mini human brains. And that's really weird, except it gets weirder because as they were growing some of these mini brains, some of the mini brains spontaneously started to develop eyes. I think we could say, as a standard of science, if you're doing a science experiment and you're looking at your experiment and realize it's looking back at you, shut it down. Just shut it down. Put it in the garbage disposal. Chop it up. Do not flush it down the toilet. Do not. We know how that story ends. We've seen that movie. Do not flush the mini brain. So we're doing things that just make you think, I'm not sure we have this under control. I'm not sure we have this under control. And this moment of happy secularism where we thought all I need is the right craft beer and some artisanal cheese and then I'll be happy, it's kind of flown out the window. And this is the opportunity here. And this is what my great-grandfather would have noticed. When people realize the world is broken. Okay, he knew that. He knew the world was broken. He'd lived through 2 world wars, a global pandemic, and the Depression in 15 years. 20 years. He knew the world was broken. When people realize the world is broken, they start asking the big, real questions again. They start asking questions like, why is the world the way it is? They start asking questions like, why do I have a longing for a better world? Why do I feel like I was created for someplace better? And then the big one, how does this all end?